Hello guys and welcome to the video. Today's video guys is for the Wish Starter class for patch 265 for season 17. This is LoN CarnEvil GR solo push. Now please note guys, this was recorded on the PTR. Currently there is a bug where the dagger dart's damage is not applying to the fetishes. Right now it's only applying to the actual Witch Starter's core dart. So this build will be a lot stronger once they finally bug fix it, okay? But it's still capable of doing 100 guys even right now with no Paragon, man. So we're going to do a run in a minute and we explain the buff. Okay, for those that don't know, Legacy of Nightmares is this green ring buff here. For Season 17, it's a passive buff. So every legendary we have gives us 750 damage increasement and 4% damage reduction. So it's just a passive buff. And like I said, it's only for Season 17. You see it here, right here. So what this does is opens up 2 ring slots, okay? And we can do a full CarnEvil build and buff the hell out of it. And it's actually okay. It does need a lot more love for this to be a top build for the Witch Starter. I've submitted a ton of feedback on the PTR feedback forums, guys, for the Witch Starter class, so feel free to check it out. I'll put the link to the description of that in the description of this video as well. Weigh in, get our voices heard. Hopefully, guys, we can get CarnEvil, baby, to be a top build for Season 17. It's been a long time since CarnEvil has been strong. CarnEvil, last time it was good was Season 4. It was a long time ago. Okay guys, about the build. This build basically is it's a pet build that shoots poison darts, okay? So as we shoot our core poison dart, we will raise fetish sycophants right here. And they will shoot darts when we do. Okay, so let me just go and it's an old build. It's literally like one of the favourite Witch Starter builds of all time. So it'd be really cool to see this really buffed up. Let me just find some monsters quickly, just in some basic areas. There we go. So as we shoot monsters, we'll summon fetishes, and the darts will pierce. There you go. We've got a fetish now, and we've got another one. We found a legendary lol. So now we've got a couple of fetishes up. It goes up to 15, and they shoot darts when we do. See that? So my dart is the blue one, and their one's the green one. Okay. So basically that's how it works. You can have up to 15 fetishes at 60 seconds duration each from that passive. Okay. So pretty much that's how it works. It's a directed pet DPS build. It's the only directed pet DPS build we have on the Witch Starter. So if we could get this buffed, you know, we could have a new meta possibly. Please, Blizz, it's been a long time, man, since CarnEvil's been good. Been a long time, man. Please consider the feedback I put on the forums. Okay then, guys, so let's go through the build. Okay, guys, so we want to use the Sacred Harvester. This gives us 10 stacks of Soul Harvest. And it gives us a massive intelligence buff here, and also damage reduction from Lacumba's Ornament Bracer as well, man. Absolutely fantastic weapon, this. Pretty much core to every Witch Starter push build. For boots, guys, we're using the Illusionary Boots. Basically, Illusionary Boots gives us complete freedom of movement, so we can just walk through monsters and all that, and won't ever get stuck, basically. For pants, we're using Depth Diggers. Primary skills that generate resource deal 100% additional damage. Okay, so the poison dart we're using generates a resource, 50 mana. So, with these pants, we're getting 100% damage on our core blue dart here. Okay, on your physical rotation. Actually hits quite hard, actually hits fairly hard as well, so it's a nice way to get some extra damage. Other options, you can use Swampland Waders, chuck poison or physical in there as well, but honestly, this setup's really nice, because when you're casting Piranhas, which costs 250 mana, and just on a few shoots of this Spine Dart, you get all that mana back, and your Quilla bonus is going to be back up again. Okay, sweet. Nice, for the first ring, guys, is Convention of Elements. This cycles through all the elemental DPS damage in the game. And the first gem we're using is Enforcer. This is at its core a pet build. So Enforcer really helps to increase our dart damage, okay? Because basically the Enforcer pet damage goes through to the fetishes, then the fetishes to the dart, to the target. Okay, that's how it works. Nice. So Convention of Elements, guys, when it mainly hits, you will get a massive damage buff on physical for our dart, and then poison for the rest of the darts from the fetishes, okay? They're the main rotations that you're looking at, okay? Nice. For belt, guys, a Witching Hour, because it has attack speed and CHC. This build is completely revolving around attack speed. The more attack speed, the better. You want attack speed on everything. Next ring, guys, I've actually opted for the Oculus ring. I know it sounds strange, but I put an Oculus ring into this build. Now, this build doesn't really proc the Oculus ring from the follower that well. The Oculus ring gives you a damage buff on the floor. It's like a big yellow pool. It doesn't proc it that much, you know. We've got a lot of spare ring slots in this build, so I've opted for an Oculus, and that way every time we kill a target, we always get that pool of power, run to it, and it gives you a huge damage spike, okay? You can opt for Stoner Jordan in this slot as well, if you want to. I'm not sure what my Sarge is right now. Stoner Jordan gives you elite damage and elemental DPS, but the problem with that ring, you can't roll attack speed on it, you know? It doesn't roll as good as this ring could roll here, so in my opinion, this is probably the better setup. Unless you want to go for an Elite Buster build, of course, as well. But, yeah. So next thing, guys, of course, is Simplicity Strip. Simplicity Strip heals us and increases our primary damage skills by 75%, okay? So basically, it's buffing our darts damage and our fetches dart damage as well. It's really sweet, actually. It's cool. For offhand, guys, we're using the Homunculus. Why the hell are we using this? Basically, it automatically summons zombie dogs to our side, okay? Automatically. Now what I've done with this build is I put in Sacrifice, Provoke the Pack. Every time we sacrifice one of our dogs, it gives us 20% increased damage for 5 seconds, okay? So what you want to do, you want to time this on your rotation. So obviously you're aiming for the poison rotation on your character. So what you want to do, you just set all the mobs up, group them up with your NATO and all that. And once you get up to the physical rotation, around about halfway through, that's when you want to start sacrificing. And then you're going to be supercharged for your poison rotation and obliterate that target with your poison pet darts, okay? So that is basically how I've set this up to give it even more bite, because it kind of needs it right now, because obviously it's bugged. You can go for the classic build. You can take the Homunculus out, and you can put your Caped Sub-in, which gives you more damage reduction, and then you change Sacrifice here over to Horrify, Frightening Aspect for the armor version of this build. This version would be better in, say, in Hardcore, for instance. That way you can survive a lot longer. But on this version, we're going to play the full DPS build. Sweet. Okay, guys, Taskers and Theo, baby. We've got these in here because we are using Zombie Dog's Leeching Beast, which keeps us alive. Basically, they use our life on here and it will transfer. So if we've got Tasker Theos in this build, you know, you're going to get a lot of that more sustainability of life regen to your character, especially when you're pushing through trash going to the next elite pack. We do get healing from shooting darts as well, though, from Simplicity Strip. For shoulders, guys, best bet is Pauldrons of the Skeleton King. Free self-res, you know, gotta have an extra res, haven't we? Sweet. For maskers, guys, for the Voodoo Mask, the Mask of Jerem, 200% increased pet damage as well. This will increase the damage of our darts as well while we shoot him. Aquila Crace, guys, gives us 50% damage reduction while we're above 90% resource. We only have one mana spender in this build, which is the Piranhas, okay? So that's the only time your Aquila is going to go down. But remember, as soon as you shoot darts, you're gaining mana, 50 mana per shot. And it's going to regain that back up, and your Aquila Crace damage reduction will be up pretty much straight away. Sweet. Okay, guys, Hellfire Amulet for the extra passive. On this current amulet, I have Spirit Vessel, but you can have any passive that's right here. So any of these ones here. It doesn't have to be Spirit Vessel on the amulet, so any of these or Spirit Vessel. Nice. Last gem, guys, of course, is Bane of the Trapman for the extra damage. Nice. The Combat Ball of Bracer, guys, gives us 60% damage reduction when 10 stacks of Soul Harvest as well. Right, let's go to the cube, and then we do the skills. Okay, guys, for those that don't know, Dagger Darts now has 500% damage bonus. Now, at the time of the recording of this video, this damage bonus does not work right now. Okay, it doesn't work right now. It's only working on our core pet Witch Doctor Dart right now. It's not working for the fetishes. So bear in mind, once it is fixed, and it is affecting the other fetishes, this should be actually fairly decent. Okay, so it should be pretty cool. CarnEvil Helm got changed as well. It now does 10 fetishes instead of 5 fetishes now. So 10 fetishes will now shoot poison darts, which is pretty cool. So imagine once this is fixed, and 10 of those little suckers are firing at 500 apiece, it's going to be, you know, pretty decent. I'm not saying it's going to be a top end build right now. In my opinion, this still needs a lot more buff, but it's a start. And it's a classic build for the Witch Doctor, so good to see it come back. And of course, guys, Unity for an extra 50% damage reduction between you and the followers. Make sure your followers go in Unity as well. Sweet. Okay then, so let's go over the skills. Like I said earlier, guys, Poison Dart, Spine Dart, Physical Rotation will buff the damage, gives us 50 mana per shot, procs Depth Diggers for the extra 100%. Sweet. Piranha's Piranha for the grouping spell for us, basically. So we run to an elite pack, we cast Piranhas, put all the stuff around it, and just blow up the darts, baby. It's nice, it's cool. Some Zombie Dogs, Leeching Beasts. These beasts are here to heal us all the time. If we use your life on hit from Paragon, but if you've got a life on hit and say Bracer or Helm, you'll also use that life on hit as well. I don't currently have it at the moment, but because we've got enough healing from here. But you can opt for that as well, and you'll be absolutely fine. Loads of healing. Soul Harvest, Languish, Intelligence buff, and more importantly, Armor buff as well. This will keep us alive, okay? If you want to do speeds, then change Soul to Waste. Nice and easy. Spirit War, guys, Severance as well. You can choose any rune you want, really. If you want an extra 1 second of damage immunity, go for Jaunt. You don't really need Power Gen in this build because we got it really quickly with the Spine Dart. In my opinion, just keep it on Severance. Severance or Jaunt. Severance gives you a lot more mobility. It's only got 2 seconds of invulnerability though, but Jaunt has 3 seconds. It's up to you, but personally I'll say Severance. You're going to be fairly mobile going from Elite Pack to Elite Pack. And then guys, Sacrifice, Provoke the Pack. Sacrifice the dog, gain 20% increased damage done for 5 seconds after using Sacrifice, okay? So we've got 3 dogs, but what you want to do, you want to rotate on the, you want to start DPSing on the 4th dog, okay? Because this summons a dog every 2 seconds. So go Sacrifice, Sacrifice, Sacrifice. You see the buff here, you can actually go up to 5, then start DPSing, you see it? Then you see it filter down, so you want to do that on the poison rotation. You probably won't have to do it for trash, but when you've got a really hard target, say Juggernaut, Elite Pack for instance, or something, or Rift Guardian, do that rotation, and you can bring them down pretty quick. Nice. And then guys, for passives, Combative Ritual, I've designed this build to be up close and personal, okay? Because on the old version of the build, we would have Dagger Darts and SMK in the cube. And the problem when you do that, you don't have enough damage reduction. You can actually run that though still, this patch, because we can add Unity to the build. But I've set this up as tough as possible, because it's a GR solo push build, we want as much defense as possible to keep ourselves alive. You can't kill monsters if you're dead on the floor. But you can actually still do Dagger Darts and SMK and Cube, and then change Sacrifice over to Big Bad Voodoo. You know, Big Bad Voodoo Slam Darts. The old way of playing this build, you know? But I prefer this version because you're just up close and personal, and it's just quicker, you just kill faster overall, in my opinion. Fetch cyclements, guys, key to the build. As we are DPSing with our darts, it summons up to 15 fetishes for 60 seconds, and they shoot darts when we do. That's where bulky damage comes from. Grave Injustice, guys, because we're close range to the targets, we get cooldown reduction, health and mana. Now we can cycle Nado, etc, etc. And then Pierce the Veil, guys, as well for the range damage as well. So we've actually got both damage passives in this build. And then last passive, of course, is Spirit Vessel as well. If you want even more damage reduction, you can change Pierce the Veil, sorry, to Swampland Attunement if you want to. But right now, we will, you know, within 20 yards, we'll approach Confidence Ritual. But if you really want to do DPS stuff at range, you can do on this version of the build. So you've got Pierce the Veil, you can stand right back and if you've got a really, really nasty target. Okay, guys, so let's go do a run. I've taken all my main stat out. Because the way the CarnEvil rolls, it actually takes away some of your toughness rolls from your gear. So I suggest that you sometimes put a little bit of vitality into Paragon. Okay, so I've been a bit cheeky and put 1000 Paragon. But all the other stuff here is just usual. So, yeah, no main stat. And let's go. Right, let's go do... I tried 115. You can't do 115 even with 3k Paragon, because, like I said, you know, it's not quite working yet, but we'll do 100, man. We'll do 100. Alright, first thing first, guys, let's get the old dogs out. Oh, not a great map, unfortunately. And what the first thing we've got to do is get our stacks and our fetches up. The Dagger Darts pierces through the target, okay? All the darts pierce through the target. So that way you can get multiple fetches up really quickly. You can see already we've got 7 up already. And there's barely any density there. Okay, we've got a pack. Let me just get some more stacks up. There's poison rotation. So this is without, not Slam Dance, sorry, Provoke the Pack on right now. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to kill it just yet. I'm just going to wait for physical rotation. We're in about now. So what I'm doing now is sacrificing, jacking my DPS up, wait for poison cycle, and then BAM! You see that? It's just dead. Okay, now imagine that, once they fix this, and you've got all 10 fetches shooting for that 500% damage bonus on top. Don't get me wrong, it will be a lot better than what we're doing right now, but it still needs a long way to be a Class A Witch Doctor build to, you know, surpass Jade and all that. But like I said earlier, I've put a post up on the main forums for all the feedback I've had so far for the Witch Doctor. Not just for CarnEvil, other stuff as well, like pets and things like that. Like I said, I put in the description of this video, I will put a link to that post, guys, man, and feel free to weigh in and get our Witch Doctor voices heard, because I would absolutely love to see this build a top Witch Doctor build again. Right, we're now sacrificing. We're on poison rotation. Oh, I'm not quite in Confidence Ritual range. Oh, he's pumped me back. Unfortunately, we've got a bad map. Pools of power, guys, just dropping everywhere because we're wearing the ring as well. There we go, let's pop over here. You see how much healing we've got as well, actually. Not saying you're indestructible, because you're not, but because Simplicity Strength is healing us all the time, it's really, really nice. There we go. I do slow it down. So, you know, the build, you know, it's very, very fun to play. It's very iconic to the Witch Doctor. Like I said, it does need a lot of love. You know, a lot of the classes right now can, even on Witch Doctor, if we did Jade, we could do this in speeds right now. You know. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. But like I said, it's not working quite right. But I just want to get the actual solo build out there. Holy hell, see, that was actually quite good right there, man. That was actually quite good. That was quite sweet, man. We've actually got a... I think I'll be able to pour power there, and we'll just wreck that dude pretty quick. Just remember though, as you're shooting darts, you're always healing yourself. Always healing. No, wrong way. Because the darts pierce as well from yourself and the fetishes, try to line your characters, try to line the monsters up to get as maximum pierce as you can. That way they go straight through. Also, this build is completely based on attack speed. You want as much attack speed as possible. I currently have 207, which I believe is the cap, I think, for this particular setup. So that I could have attack speed with my amulet, but really you want poison there as well. But it's just so nice to play CarnEvil again and seeing it actually half viable. I can't wait to see this fixed. You know? Let's see what we can actually do. Right, we're sacrificing now. Waiting for poison rotation. Got power pylon as well. Boom, 8 trillion crit. That was with a power pylon though. Power pylon, poison rotation. And sacrifice. Power for the pack DPS there, man. That was cool. Dun, dun, dun. Right, let's keep going. Unfortunately, we've got a really, really crappy map, man. I'm hoping the next map will be a lot better. Okay, guys, physical rotation, so halfway through it now, you just sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. I'm now on poison rotation, and just melt them. Look, bzzz. Now imagine if we was in the pool of power there as well. But pretty much, guys, as soon as you see one of those yellow pools pop, just get in it straight away. Okay, get in it straight away. Because it's going to boost your DPS by an absolute ton. Kind of tempted to try out the SMK version as well, you know. Forgo some of the damage reduction from second halves though. And go dagger darts and old school SNK and BBV. You can easily do it. Easy for them. Come on, Blizz, could you please fix CarnEvil before the PTR shuts down? I think the PTR shuts down today, guys, I think. PTR normally lasts 1 week. It's 1 week today, isn't it? Oh no. Right out of time, guys, recording the videos. I think this is the last Witch Doctor video I've got to do actually today. As soon as the season goes live, or hopefully maybe they extend the PTR, that'd be sweet. Then I'll get some more content out there, man. I'm going to do all the classes this, for the next season, man. It's a lot of work though, it's a lot of work, but I'll just get as much as I've done before PTR shuts down. Oh, there's one more hiding. You know what's refreshing as well? Using a Witch Doctor build that does not have to use ROE. Unfortunately, we can't use Ring of Impotence in this build because it does not affect pets, not even pet darts, unfortunately. If it did, holy hell, this would be absolutely crazy good, even in the broken state. Because as we all know, Ring of Impotence adds 300% damage. It will work for our core Witch Doctor dart, but not the pets ones, unfortunately. Okay, we've got a dude there. There's a yellow pool there. Let's get in there. Physical rotation now. I might get frozen there. Yeah, got frozen it. Oh, we've got a pull. Okay, we've got physical coming up in a sec. There's a frozen, so Spirit Walk. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I got procs. I'm being sloppy, that's why. And he's dead. There we go. Surprisingly, a lot of toughness in this build. We're not even playing the toughness version. You know, like I said, if we put Serpent in, that's an extra 30% damage reduction. But I just thought, you know, if CarnEvil hopefully becomes a really good build, if they fix it, you know, this particular setup could actually produce some pretty sweet numbers, you know. There we go. I think there's a pack in here somewhere. There they are. Okay, sacrificing. Full sacrifices on. Oh, mate, look at that. Oh, look at that. There we go. Bang. Nice. Whoa! Now imagine that with all 10 fetishes actually shooting the damage. It could actually be quite good, you know. But like I said, you know, even if they did make it so all... I know they will fix it, but even when they do fix it, CarnEvil does still need more of a buff to be, like, a top-end build. Because even right now, Jade is absolutely top-end, man. Oh, I'm down, man. I'm down, guys. Holy hell, man. Too much waffling, man. Okay, let's resurrect. Keep going. Gonna die sometimes, guys. Not paying attention. Oh, yeah, I like speed pylon. It's like pretty much the best pylon we can have. There we go. Wow, look at that attack speed with that. Holy hell, it's absolutely sick, isn't it? Make CarnEvil great again, Blizz. Come on, guys. It's like one of the most iconic builds for the Witch Doctor. And it'd be so cool to see this, like, really, really viable again, man. Like, really, really viable. Alright, let's go. One problem, though, with CarnEvil, guys, is this is why I'm asking Blizz for a buff for it. Oh, I've gone the wrong way, damn it. To make this a GR solo push build, we need to use Stricken in the build for the Rift Guardian kill. Now, right now, we're using Trapped, Enforcer, and Simplicity Strength, okay? If we drop in Simplicity Strength for for Stricken, which we will have to do at some point, just to kill the Rift Guardian, we lose a bulk of our dart damage. Okay, and that's why I'm asking Blizz to maybe make CarnEvil Helm give us like 15 fetches and the bigger damage bonus on the actual weapon itself, because you know in today's game, you know, people are speed farming GR100s in 2 minutes, especially on Necromancer and things like that, you know. And I'm here struggling with CarnEvil, an absolute favourite build of mine that could potentially be really good, you know, if they buff it correctly. You know, we could possibly do CarnEvil rat run versions, you know, because this is the only way. This is the only Witch Doctor build where you've got directional pet DPS, you know. Let's get some sacrifices on the go, mate. Kill this dude. There we go. Cool. Terrible rift though. Terrible rift. So yeah, Blizz, man, if you fix it, we could actually have actually have the Witch Doctor in the meta again, you know. If it gets buffed enough, we could possibly be an RGK, you know. How cool would that be to see a Witch Doctor RGK, guys, you know? That'd be sick. Especially for LoN, because we can have Stone and Jordan as well. You know? COE, all that's cool stuff. Pump up the attack speed. Just the fetches, just darts, just need a massive, massive buff. Huge buff. Dun, dun, dun. I can understand why it went a long time ago, but for those that don't know, Blizzard nerfed the amount of darts CarnEvil Witch Doctor used to do. It used to be 23 fetches shot darts, and it was amazing to see. It was absolutely insanely cool to see. But they took it out of the game because basically it was causing too much lag. It was causing way too much lag, and I can understand that. But I think since then the servers had more optimizations. There we go. We can see, look, without Stricken, it needs love. But like I said earlier, you know, the build is currently bugged. But for you guys who do want to do CarnEvil solo, this is going to be one of your best setups. I'm sure they will fix it before it goes live. Whenever Season 7 starts. 17, sorry. There we go, let's put it over here. We're on physical rotation, let's do some sacrifices. Sacrifice up, poison rotation. Quite a nice lump of damage there. And we're not using Stricken. It's only GR100 though. Oof. See, now if we wasn't using Sacred Halves though, I've already died once during this run actually. It was a bit sloppy, but if we wasn't using Sacred Halves, then we would be dying a lot more. Like a lot more. There we go. Almost there. Let's do a few more sacrifices. There we go, it's dead. Bang. And there you guys, man, that is CarnEvil, man. Sorry the video is not showcasing the build at the height of its power, but like I said, it's currently bugged. But, you know, no Paragon added. The suit is fully orged with 70s, 160s, mostly 100s or so, 110s, common orgs. To do 100, you know, that's not too bad. That's okay. But once all 10 fetishes are shooting darts and they're getting that damage bonus behind them, we should see much, much better results. But in my opinion, even though this is fixed, it still needs a further buff to make it an A class. But I would love to see CarnEvil beating Jade Harvester. you know, on the leaderboard for the solo Witch Doctor, guys. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And there you go, guys. That's the end of the video. Once again, thanks very much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and share this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, guys, in the description of this video, there will be a build guide in the future as Season 17 gets closer and closer. That's all we've got for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, man. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice. Also, guys, thanks to those that sub me on Patreon and also do joint channel memberships. You see that join button on my channel. Feel free to hit join and get some perks. Thanks so much, guys. See you next video. Take care.